8:36, welcome back in on a Tuesday morning, and we are talking about remembering a rock star. TMZ's Harvey Levin is live in LA. And Harvey, we want to be talking about his sensational career, but before we get to that, I want to clear up some of the confusion over his death yesterday, because there was some back and forth about what had actually happened.
Yeah, I mean, we broke the story in the morning that he apparently suffered a massive heart attack at his home on Sunday night, and that he was not breathing, he had no heartbeat, and he was unconscious, taken to the hospital and put on life support. There was no brain activity.
Yeah.
So yesterday morning they decided they would pull the plug and essentially wait for him to die. One of the major news outlets talked to somebody from the LAPD, and they did a story saying he was dead, which was weird because we knew he wasn't dead. And they were quoting the LAPD, and this is just kind of an interesting way the media works. The LAPD had nothing to do with this case. It was a sheriff's department's case. So the LAPD had no knowledge of this case, but they're quoting the LAPD, and then everybody picked up on it and said, well, CBS published it, so it must be true. And they put it out, and he wasn't dead. So, what happened was he, again, he lingered, and they knew he was going to die yesterday. At 8:40 last night, he was pronounced dead. So it is a huge loss in the music business. Tom Petty, few people were as successful as Tom Petty, especially over the decades that he had hits, that he filled stadiums, and he did it right till the end. He was at the Hollywood Bowl last week. He filled it up. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. And, he had nothing wrong with him. When you listen to the 911 tape, his wife, Dana, is saying, no, there's nothing wrong. And that's what happened. I mean, he's 66 years old and just had a massive heart attack.
Yeah, we're talking about somebody who, it wasn't just people in their 60s and 70s that were listening to him. I mean, there were young people at these concerts, 20s and 30s, who really are huge fans.
Yeah. There are not a lot of people who can bridge that gap. There are some, but you can count them on a couple of hands. But he was definitely one of them. And when you listen to people in the music business, they will tell you, in terms of iconic singers and rock stars, he is right there toward the top.
Yeah, and I know that there's that memorial was scheduled for the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and just a lot of special moments will be coming out to honor him, honor his career, and truly pay tribute.
Yep, absolutely.
Now, something else we wanted to talk about this morning, transitioning to some other news that you've been covering, is there's this woman who was questioned about her secret recording with Kevin Hart. It sounds like she spent quite a bit of time with law enforcement yesterday discussing this whole ordeal.
Yeah, her name is Mantia Sabag. She is the woman that Kevin Hart had the affair with in Las Vegas in August. And remember, the two of them were videotaped, and they were videotaped essentially having sex. And that Kevin Hart was being extorted, and they were asking him for 7 figures in return for keeping the tape secret. He came out and said, I'm not going to be extorted, and there's an investigation. Well, the woman he was in that room with, Mantia Sabag, went to her lawyer's office, Lisa Bloom, and they met with LA County investigators for 2 hours, and they basically downloaded her on what they were doing. She was answering a lot of questions. And everything I know, what I'm hearing is that they viewed her as a victim and not any kind of a suspect. She says she had no idea she was being videotaped, and she feels very strongly she is a victim too. She spoke to the investigator. She didn't take the Fifth Amendment or anything like that. She answered all of their questions, but it was 2 hours. It sounds to me like they're closing in on the culprits.
Interesting. Okay, Harvey Levin, live in LA. Thank you.
Okay, Jenny.
I want to remind everybody you can see TMZ weeknights at 11 p.m. if you're up late, and also weekdays at 3 p.m. here on Fox 4. There's also a link to TMZ's website on our website, fox4news.com.